Alright, word.
Do you have a Twitter majig?
I just made one today.
Oh, okay. Is it just as it is?
86bartender.com.
Okay, let me put this.
Yeah.
I'm live.
All right,
This is what I do on the show all the time. I say the things that I'm writing while I write them. I'm live on Twitch right now.
Well,
Right now.
for those who are watching right now, this is a new segment that I am starting off the 86 Bartender podcast called First Cut. Kudos to Numbas here for giving me that name.
It's one of the most treasured things in all of the restaurant industry. So I
Right.
figured, why not put yourself over in such a way?
Absolutely.
Why not give yourself such an endearing title? One that everybody knows and respects.
Right. So for those watching on my channel that don't know, this right here is a longtime friend of mine who knows a different side of me because of the wrestling that a lot of people don't know. Traveling with this man.
Yeah,
he's also been in the service.
Too well.
He's also been in the service industry for as long as I've known him.
Mm-hmm.
And he's become much of a podcast guru, if you will, with as his real friends and fans know, podcast that talks about wrestling. It's not a wrestling podcast called The Wrestling Soup, which at one point, I believe it still is now, one of the top in the country. Come on.
Yeah, it's still hanging in there.
Yeah.
I mean, it's one of those situations where I don't know if you knew this happened, but there was a guy that came along at one point. You may have heard of him. His name is Joe Rogan.
Oh, you mean the guy that just got rich today?
Yeah, you might have heard of him. He's Italian guy from Revere, not Bob Rush. Italian guy from Revere. Not any indie wrestler on steroids. An Italian guy from Revere named Joe Rogan. And it's crazy how when his show got as popular as it did, everybody else decided to make a podcast. But thankfully, we were kind of early adopters to the game. So it wasn't as much so a problem to make ourselves a little bit more established.
Right. You didn't have to catch up to everybody.
Oh, no. We were already.
Because you started Wrestling Soup 10 years ago?
2010.
That's crazy. Yeah, because I had been at O'Neill's for I think about a year, and that's crazy, man. 10 years already.
Yeah, it was rough. It was roughly around the time I'd really stopped giving a shit what anybody thought about me in wrestling at all. That was when it really, because to me, I knew that the second I was gonna start talking about it was going to be close to the time where it was going to be a problem.
Right.
So I made a conscious decision. I go, okay, well, if I do the show and I talk about things in the way that I feel about them, I have to really say, this is my level. This is where I want to stay.
Right.
This is where I want to hang. I'm not fucking going anywhere bigger. You know what I mean?
Well, actually, before I bring that up, so since this is a service industry podcast, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
Usually I make a couple cocktails throughout it, but with this type of environment, I think it's just, I don't know, you usually drink some craft beers, right? You got any clown shoes on you?
Unfortunately, I'll tell you, I haven't really been drinking throughout this fucking quarantine.
Bro, that's not unfortunate. That's a good thing.
It's just I've been eating like a starved dog, but I have not been drinking. That's just not, I'm more of like a social drinker anyways, which was part of the reason why I kind of found myself even drawn to being in the service industry in general, because I'm a social person.
Right.
And so the idea of sitting around in your house and having drinks with nobody around you, like just your cat looking at you disappointedly, just never became a thing for me. Like I said, I'd rather go make a plate of nachos. I'm just fat. I'd rather be fat. That's what it comes. That's just how it goes.
In your honor, I'm going to make something today.
Oh.
I don't know, maybe you're familiar with these. The
shittiest
shaker. Dude, I just randomly came across that.
Yeah, dude, that blue shaker, that's timeless.
Right?
All right, so let's see, what are we putting in there?
Oh, that's going to be a Nipah triple set because I refuse to buy a bottle of it.
Oh, yeah, no, don't be.
You know what I mean? Then we got some Espolón tequila, Reposado. I'm just gonna, I mean, you guys at Chili's, do you really make them buy the bucket loads when you do the
No,
$2
actually, what
margaritas?
happens is every single individual one is made with love and care. Just like every single every restaurant in the world, for people that aren't familiar with the industry, everything you order is right farm to table, straight from the distillery,
Straight from
right
the
from the mouth of the madness. You know what I mean? Nothing is wasted. Nothing
Uh,
sits around ever.
oh, that's hilarious.
So have I fucked up your drink recipe now? What else
No,
is
no,
going
I
on
just
here?
I threw in some agave,
Oh,
right?
good. Yeah.
Yeah, and then I got
Have
some
you put agave
limes.
in coffee? That good shit. I've done
Oh
that before.
yeah, it's way better than sugar.
It's a trick of the trade.
I got some limes, fresh squeezed limes. I don't
The
like using
trade
that
of
sour
coffee.
mix, so
Yeah, sour mix is awful.
it's awful,
Sour mix is just indigestion. That's
right?
all it is.
Oh,
But whenever someone goes, I don't like sour mix, I go, I will not make fun of you for a second about that.
right.
There is no posturing to that whatsoever. It sucks.
It
My tongue
absolutely,
hurts thinking
and
about
it's
it.
it's different no matter where you go.
Oh, that's true. Well, honestly, that's most drinks. That's most margaritas. There is no uniform mixed drink.
No,
People can
everyone
say
makes them
that.
differently.
Yeah, people can say that all they want to. Oh, we're gonna put a little jig of this and that. No, it's gonna be fucking different everywhere you go. Oh, look at the coloration on that.
Right, with the green cup. As I spill fucking margarita all over my laptop, but that's
I
all
like
right.
that. It's kind of like an ecto cooler. Looks good. Mm.
oh, oh yeah. It is.
So what's the verdict? Do you dry run these beforehand, or do you just say fuck it and see what happens?
What, these episodes?
Yeah, no, the drinks.
Oh, usually I dry run them. So if I get the chance,
Okay.
like a couple times, I just run out of time.
Not trying to blow your
Oh no, no, and I flat out say,
magic here.
I flat out say on the podcast too, like if I haven't tried it yet, or if I'm just making something up as it goes, because I find that it's a lot better if I'm just natural with it, and I usually naturally fuck up a lot, so it provides entertainment for people.
Well,
Uh,
you're out of practice.
yeah, right,
I mean, that's the excuse you can use forever and ever.
right.
At least for the next 3 to 6 months, you can just say, I'm out of practice. I don't know what I'm doing anymore.
well,
Just pour strong drinks. No one will care.
well, that's something that people were joking about. Is like when we all go back to this, everybody spent the last 2 3 months being their own bartender. So like it's like, oh, I don't
Oh,
taste any alcohol in here. It's like, well, yeah, it's because you don't know how to pour drinks and you've been just pouring them by the gallons into your little sippy cups at home.
there's never been a point in my life where I've respected a person that said that.
Yeah, I mean,
I can't taste the alcohol in here. It's like, that's you. That's on you, dude. Where's the alcohol in here? I'm like, do you think people are like getting off on fucking you over? Like, no one cares.
right?
No
Do
one
you?
cares enough to not put booze in your drink. You
Is that
know?
is that something that you guys have to deal with at Chili's?
Ah, dude, I've heard that. I've heard that everywhere. I've heard that out drinking with people.
Mm,
I've heard that working in service where people just, oh, I just can't. There's no tequila in there, so there's no whatever fill in the blank in this. I'm like, it's more work to exclude it. You know that,
right.
right?
Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. Dude, I had one time one kid come up to me and tell me that he couldn't taste any gin in his gin and tonic, and this was after he tipped me 25 cents. Literally,
Wow. There you go.
I handed him his 25 cents back, and he put it on the bar. And then 5 minutes later,
Ooh.
came back and said he didn't taste any gin.
Wow. Well, you should have been like, sir, I had no way of knowing you were going to be that shitty. But if that was the case, I'd have put even less.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah. Well, there's a real funny conversation to be had there about the you get what you pay for. When you continually, not really, like when you continually go into a situation in a service industry where you become a regular in a bar, you're there all the time. And it's just like anything else. If people know the type of person you are and they know how you treat other people, they're instinctively going to be better to you. And that's all there really is to it.
Right.
You
Yeah.
can sit there and get mad about, well, that's not fair. It's like, what? The fuck is
What is
where's
fair?
the fair line?
Right.
Can you tell me where the fair
Yeah, is
is
there
there
like a
a
manual on that? Because like I'm
is there a
fucking.
fair JC Penney's? Is there a fair Target? Like it's a fucking there's no fair.
Bro, there
Like
isn't even a JC's Penny anymore. They just filed for bankruptcy.
oh oh yeah, all of it or just some of it?
I don't know. I think all of it. I gotta look.
Really?
I gotta look into it because I own 100 shares of JC Penney, but I got it for like 12 cents. You know what
Yeah,
I
they're
mean?
gonna be. I was gonna say they're gonna be worth a couple J.C. Penney's. That's all that's gonna be fucking left at this point. And
uh,
yeah, no, dude. Well, Marshall's definitely put them under. Let's be real. Marshall's is much better than J.P. fucking Penney's there.
Marshall's is one of the only places I can find fucking shoes that'll fit my big dumb feet.
Well, Marshall's is just basically Ocean State job lot for people that have just a little bit more taste. That's
Right.
all. That's really all it is. But it's great. It's a great fucking store to go into.
Oh, fuck
All
it.
dude, all the stores that are gonna make it out of this economic depression or recession that's coming, they're all gonna make it through for a reason.
Mm,
Like the people that sit around and they go, "Oh man, we're gonna lose this company, we're gonna lose that company." Like we sat down and looked at this big list on the show a couple weeks ago, and it was like, look at all these companies that are in trouble, and I'm like, almost every one of these companies sucks.
like
I'm
what?
like,
Who's the companies?
let's see if I remember off the top of my head. It was a lot of just like dumpy ass fucking restaurants that you haven't even thought that existed in the past 15 years, and like shitty, D level box stores like Kmart,
Yeah.
these types of places. Like no one
That
wants
have
to
been on their way out already.
right. It's like
Yeah.
no one wanted to go here.
Right. Yeah.
Like no one's sitting there going, "Fuck, I wonder if CVS is going to make it through this." Like no.
And plus, like that Kmart is like the most out of place thing over in that Assembly Row area too now.
Oh no, a Kmart is out of place everywhere other than an actual junkyard. Like if they build a Kmart in a junkyard, you're like, this is bringing down the quality of the neighborhood by building this Kmart in this junkyard because there sucks, dude. Man, who the fuck wants to go to one of those?
I don't know. I mean, they're not even like. Excuse me. It's not like they're even like cheap or whatever. You know, it's
No, it's the same thing as fucking Walmart or
yeah.
there's no difference.
Oh,
All the places that are going to survive, all the restaurants and all the chain box, all that crap. The only things that are going to survive are going to be the places that people actually enjoy going to and feel comfortable.
mm.
That's what it's going to come down to.
Well, all right. Let me ask you then, because you've been in the service industry a lot longer than I have.
Mm.
It's safe to say you never experienced anything like this before in the service industry, right?
Well, I worked right through the recession. And to be honest with you, when it was going the 2008 recession,
Mm.
I was in college at the time. I'd gone back to college. And depending on what you're doing and what you're doing, like what kind of restaurant you work in, you might not feel it in the same way, like
No, that's true because when
fast casual.
right, because when the recession hit, that was when I was just out of college and started at O'Neill's Bouncing 2 weeks later. So I
Yeah.
guess in a sense, like I've been in the service industry since the recession, but like I
Yeah,
wasn't
and you
really
had no
serving
problem getting
people.
people in there to drink
No,
beer, right?
no,
Yeah.
the numbers skyrocketed during the
Yeah,
recession.
because that's it. I mean, a lot of the conversation, I think, at least in the service industry, is like how fucked restaurants are, and it's like, well, some of them are definitely done. Some of them are definitely completely fucked. But
Yeah.
if you have, honestly, I think dive bars are going to do really good out of this. They're going to come out of it, especially if it's an older bar that's owned by the people that run it.
Yeah.
Like it's not some sort of crazy, inflated rent where you're getting fucking having to pay out the ass. Like they'll do just fine. People will go back to these homier kind of smaller places and the experiences that they had before, as long as the price point is correct.
Right. Like I had made a joke about my place that when we open up again, we could probably fucking charge a cover and do, like ticket sales again.
Probably be fine. Yeah.
You know.
No, I mean, what's the Yard House places like that? It's like,
Yeah.
yeah, the servers there need to just, they got to make other plans, because there's just not, it's not going to fucking happen where even a lot of people that are it's a middle upper class kind of crowd that goes to a place like the Yard House, but they're going to even get to this point where they're going, honey, I've kind of been in and out of work for the past 6 months. Do I really need to go spend $18 on 4 broccoli bites? Like, can we just go to, I don't know, Texas Roadhouse? Can we go to a fucking TGI Fridays? Like, that's what it's going to become, because people are going to look at that and they're going to go, all of the stuff that was like, you know, it was middle class fancy. All the middle class fancy places are going to be in a bad way, at least in my opinion, because that's going to be the group of people that are going to second guess spending money probably for a good year and a half, 2 years.
So, how do you think? How do you think life at work will be after this?
It's going to suck for a while.
Because it's not going to be. Yeah. We're still going to be dealing with this for a couple months, I think.
It's going to be terrible. I mean, there's no other way to put it. People already, as you know, socially fucking suck. They're getting worse. And I know this sounds mean, like it's like, how cruel are you talking about your clientele? I'm like, no, I'm talking about people.
Yeah.
People in general. Having done this, my God, I'm getting to the point where I get a watch from a fucking factory. I've watched people change in that time.
Yeah.
Their ability to socialize, the way that they treat people, the way that they act in general. They're going to come out of this a mess. And not talking to anybody, or barely having interactions with people for 2 to even 5 or 6 months at this point. You're not going to get people at their best.
Yeah.
You're going to get you're going to get people with kids who have been just isolated and screamed at by their children and their significant other for months and months and months. And now their idea of normalcy is, let me go to this place and get a fucking, bacon burger. And they're not going to be able to snap right back into it.
Yeah.
Everybody talks about the financials of this, and no one talks about the fact that people aren't supposed to be away from each other for that long of a period of time.
Dude, I mean,
thrown back into humanity like that.
It's like a cruel social experiment in a sense like that. I mean, I don't think I'm wrong on this. I'm pretty sure this is the statistic I saw, but like suicide rates up like 60% in the last month and a half. Like, even if that's inflated, let's cut it in half, 30%. That's a lot still.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Well, it's going to happen. I mean,
people are supposed to be social.
Right. I mean, a friend of mine, his brother had been, off and on the wagon throughout his life. The kid relapsed and overdosed a month ago and passed away. And he was around my age. And these are going to be some of the stories that you're going to hear coming out of this shit. And it's going to be hard to approach it with a stiff upper lip. But the reality of it is that you go, that's fucking horrible. That's sad. That's tragic. But what other choice were people really given? There was really no other choice. And that's the thing that's going to suck about it, is where, what side of the shit sandwich do you want to have? You know what I mean? You're losing no matter what.
Right. Yeah. Like, this isn't a win-win situation. This isn't, like, no one's going to come out on top on this.
No.
You know what I mean? Like, I was doing my
no person's going to. No individual person's going to. There's going to be companies that succeed from this. There's There's people making Jeff Bezos.
Look at liquor stores right now. The gold mines.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, if you had opened a liquor store in January, you're doing great right now. You're making money that you're not supposed to be making, because people aren't spending money on anything
sitting
else.
Around, they're buying booze, they're buying takeout, and that's all you're going to really expect.
Literally, all I've spent my money on is food and fucking booze
and takeout. Yeah,
yeah.
That's it. But what else are you gonna? I mean, what else are you gonna get? Really, that's other than maybe like some video games.
Book. That's you know what I mean? Like, I guess I'll buy this video game for $5 on PS4.
Well, it's really, and this is going to be a problem economically too, is I think there's going to be a lot of people that realize that the shit that they spend money on is a lot of the time only because they're leaving the house.
I'm guilty as charged.
Yeah.
I was very irresponsible with my money at the end of last year. I was going through a rough time, so I was like blowing it. Like I think I said it on one of the first episodes of this podcast. Like I got this app that like all the girls at work have, and it's like an astrology app, and like, but every day it sends you like a little bit of motivation.
Mm.
And one day mine told me to take myself out on a date. So I went to one of my favorite restaurants, and I just sat at the bar by myself, eating and drinking. I'm like, wow, this is fucking awesome.
Yeah.
So I started doing that a lot, and I was just blowing through money, not even realizing that I was blowing through money.
You misread that. What it meant by that was give yourself HPV and never call yourself again. That's what that meant. That's what that meant. Here you are.
Well, here's the thing, Joey.
It's a nice steak and potato. No.
I didn't even get to the third date. That was it.
Yeah, you just
when I put out for myself.
You go, no wonder this doesn't work for me. I'm terrible at this. I'm terrible at me.
God, I don't even want to talk to myself.
Yeah, right. Well, that's, this is going to be, we speak of great levelers, and this situation is going to be hopefully eye-opening to a lot of people whose personalities are so terrible that they can't get laid after not being able to touch people for 6 months to a year. That's going to really, you want to talk about wake-up calls.
Someone sent me an article 2 days ago about how like the new thing on Tinder right now is setting up dates for the post-COVID. So people are like people are matching with people like setting up dates for September or like whenever the states are opening up and shit.
Oh my God, dude. I was single in New England for fucking years. There's no, in 2 days, do you want to get a sandwich? It's like, I don't know. I might have something else to do. Yeah, it's September. Yeah, okay. I'll see you in September.
Guilty.
Brittany. Yeah, get the fuck out of here. That's not going to fucking happen. Oh my God. Slow to shit. Hey, do you want to get a drink sometime in the next fucking solstice period? And she's like, oh no, I was waiting for someone else that looks a little better than you to come along, but I'm gonna claim it as this instead. Yeah, okay. Pencil me in for October, okay?
October, we might be fucking shut down again by Halloween.
Right.
What
are you gonna do, man? They're just gonna let us die. That's
I wish they would.
They're just going to get to a point where they're just going to let us start dying, and that's what it's going to be.
Let me serve whiskey and die, okay? Don't tread on me. So, I don't know if you've seen some of like the other states. They've already started like putting out rules and whatnot. And I talked about this on the podcast the other night, but there was this one specific restaurant in Long Island that put out rules on their website. And I kind of want to get your thought on some of them because I want
Long Island.
Yeah.
No hard eyes unless they stiff you on the check. Here in Long Island, we have very strong rules. You don't come into the restaurant if you got a gal on your arm. It doesn't look like you. You know what I'm saying?
Some
Long
of the
Island fucking bar rules.
Well, here's one of the things.
Don't finger your date at the bar. You get angry about that.
You know how Long Island, most of their population is fucking like over 60.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So
patrons 70 and over not allowed in restaurants.
Wow.
Just completely not allowed in restaurants in Long Island.
Well, I mean,
dude, they're talking about servers and bartenders having to wear masks and gloves. Yep. Customers having to wear masks and gloves that will be provided by the bar and or restaurant. And if they're not provided,
even fucking bother at that point? You know what I mean? Like,
but that's the thing. You think, all right, forget Long Island. Imagine if that shit was being put into place here in Massachusetts, and the people that people just aren't going to go out to eat.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that.
I'm not going to go sit in a restaurant that I have to fucking move every time I take a bite out of my, you know what I mean?
This would be one of those great moments that if you're a place, just move your shit outside.
If you can.
If you've got shit that can move outside, just put it outside.
Yeah.
Dude, if I owned a smaller kind of bar, like a sports bar kind of deal, I'd be calling the places like the rent a tent places for weddings and all that shit. And I'd be like, give me a lump sum for 2.5 months.
Yeah, but that's if you have the space to put it. It's got to be on your own
Bang.
property. You know what I mean?
Right, right.
Because if you move it somewhere else, you're talking about a whole new liquor license, which good fucking luck,
Oh
especially
no,
right
no,
now.
just put it in your just put it in your parking lot if you can. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
if you have a
Like
parking lot.
right, like if I was a place like sidelines where that's one of the only places I truly miss.
Yeah,
I really
I mean those wings, baby.
right when people are like, hey, do you miss these people XYZ people? I'm like, not as much as I miss garlic parmesan wings. Not as much.
Dude, they're
Not
Thai
as much.
peanut wings. Ooh,
Mm,
I love them.
dude. That's it. If that place goes under in this fucking coronavirus, I am going to China with a
Hey,
vendetta.
bro, it's happening, man. I mean, not to sidelines, but like
Yeah, yeah.
places are closing. It's starting
Ooh,
to
I will
happen.
I will Liam Neeson all of Hong Kong. How dare they take the one place that I enjoy away from me? So good. I fucking know what you did. I saw what you did to my wing night. Tuesday night. It's the only fucking night I enjoy, you pieces of shit. Guys are sitting there like, I don't know what you mean. No, I don't know. Who is this? I don't know. Just I'm coming to your house right now. And I'm bringing blue cheese. I'm gonna fucking fill your throat with it. Make you choke a slow death with a celery stick.
Fucking Christ. Um,
Wing, and then you're holding him down, pouring blue cheese onto his face. You're going, wings or drumettes? Drumettes or flats? And you're just mushing them, punching them into the face. I'm
pouring
sorry, this
ranch
is
into
just
their eyes.
I'm fantasizing at this point.
Well, you
I
just
would
want
never do
someone to
such a
pour
thing.
blue cheese into your mouth, followed by sideline wings.
More of the latter.
So,
I'm a big
what?
boy. I can put food in my own mouth. Clearly.
um. Oh, Jesus Christ! So, all right. So, how do you like? What do you think it could be like the extreme thing that we have to deal with here, going back to work?
Um, to me, my biggest worry is no matter the precautions we're gonna take, we're gonna just encounter people that are complete fucking morons.
All right.
That
Actually, speaking of
I'm
morons,
more worried about the people than I am worried about the people that I work with, the procedures. I'm worried about the people that are just like, I haven't been washing my hands because freedom. It's like, oh, cool. Thank you.
dude, the not washing the hands thing after the bathroom
Uh,
fucking bugs me out so much. Oh God.
how bad are your issues with your parents that somebody saying wash your hands is like, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. You're not going to tell me to wash my hands after I touch my dick in random things. What? Dude,
In that
shut up,
order,
dude.
Dick, and
Right.
then random things.
Dick and then random down and then random things. Like what was it? The guy that played for the Jazz, you remember that? Where right before he got diagnosed with coronavirus, he was like rubbing all the microphones.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That guy, dude, that guy should be legitimately drummed out of the fucking league. He should be drummetted and flatted out of the fucking league for
Well,
that
last time I
stupid behavior.
heard, the star player was it Donovan Mitchell, the point guard there. Like he's still not talking to the guy because he caught it
Well,
from him.
yeah, I'd be pissed too. I'd
Uh,
be a little pissed. You know what I mean? Like you're walking around, but then again, the guy might have been asymptomatic. You don't
yeah,
know.
yeah, yeah,
You
yeah.
know what I mean? You can't be mad at people about this shit. Pre February.
Right,
You know?
right. Especially when the like every talking head on TV is telling you, like you said, pre-February, like it's nothing to worry about.
Oh
Like
yeah, no big deal.
yeah, and just when they get bored, they flip the switch and change the script last second, like Raw's about to go on the air.
Well, my biggest worry I mean, like I said, other than people being dumb, my biggest worry is just the information going forward we're gonna hear. Like today I just saw an article and they're saying, oh well, it turns out that it's not as easy to transfer off of objects as we thought it was. And I'm just, and in my mind, I'm
Right.
going, is this true though?
You can't believe it.
Because
Can't
because
believe
I'm
anything.
getting it from a source, like it's coming from Fox News. So I'm like, so this is like somebody that wants something to be true telling you their interpretation of something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Do you know what I mean?
it's the same no matter what channel you're watching now on TV. That's why
Right.
I keep telling people. Oh, sorry, my ears are getting sweaty.
No, go ahead.
I keep telling people like just shut the fucking TV off.
Yeah, you're getting nothing out of
Like
it. And
you nothing out of it.
well, what bums me out is that, I want to hear things from the CDC because
You, you
at
know,
least that's medicine. At least it's a fucking doctor. You know
yeah.
what I mean? Like,
Well, yeah. You hope
because
so.
the major news outlets compared to a doctor, this is the comparison. In my opinion, would be the same way as if you got like blood work back from your doctor and you're like, can the doctor call me? And they're like, no, actually, here's the HR guy from Pepsi Cola who has. Hey, we were looking at your blood tests. Let me tell you, it's extreme. Half the calories, double the hemoglobin. I'm like, can I just get an adult, please? Can I get a real grown person that cares? And he's like, no,
Not on TV.
Pepsi, Coca-Cola. Like, I'm like, no, just fucking person, please. You know when you call like a fucking line for whatever it might be for like Comcast or whatever, you're trying to get some sort of service and you just reach this point of frustration where you're just yelling person, human being. That's the point I am right now with all news. Oh man, I lost the audio. Did you hear me? Oh, I lost your audio there. Can you hear me? Give me a thumbs up. I can't hear you though. That's fucking weird. All right. Let me see. Right. Let me try something here. Let's say your speaker has changed to digital. Blah, 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 blah. All right. I'm going to leave and come right back. 1 second. Let's see. It's weird. Here, say something real quick. Yeah. I don't know why the fuck it did that. Let me see. This is enthralling, huh? That's really strange. Okay. Try one more thing here. Go out.
Test. So, is it my headset? Test. Test. Yeah, we got it back. And he's coming back. You got me?
Hello.
You got me?
Yeah, there it goes. That was weird.
Yeah, that was weird. Yeah, I think I might have like hit my headphone jack and like loosened. Yeah. It's like old Xbox headset. No.
Oh, fancy.
Well, dude, the software was a pain in the ass. I wanted to use the like actual mic, but whatever.
Yeah, what are you gonna do?
Right.
Well, the funny thing is I was looking around and I have, when you just have a collection of things that you don't even realize you've acquired over time.
Yeah.
I'm looking there and I have not one, not two, not 3, but 4 sets of studio headphones. Why?
Just sitting there, huh?
Why? Why? I don't know. Just over time, I've just fucking accumulated them. Whether it's the you got we got this new thing coming out, or someone sends me, I'm like, okay, all right, let me see how this fucking goes. And now it's just I'm at the point where I just have a whole bunch of them. Just I own nothing, but then hoard 4 things. That's a problem. It's not good. But what the hell were we just talking about?
Well, the whole shit with like coming back and people, but I actually, you said the word moron, which triggered another question I wanted to ask you. Is
was I supposed to use a different
no,
moron?
Moron is a perfect word for me.
Oh, good.
But what's your thoughts on the whole restaurants can go back 3 weeks before bars can?
You kind of have to do that.
I see. It doesn't make any fucking sense to me.
Well, that's because bars, people are on each other and shit. It really depends on the bar. There's some distance, and I've heard some of the rules that they're supposedly going to have, which, by the way, this delusion that half of this shit's going to happen is just not going to. And that to me is where it gets scary, where they're saying, people are going to walk into the restaurant with a mask on. I'm like, that's not going to happen every time, but okay.
Yeah.
And they're going to walk in with the mask on, and then they're going to walk up to you, and then they're going to get sat and still wear their mask. And then when they sit at their table, then they're allowed to take their mask off. I'm like, this is the shit that I'm hearing from people that are in Georgia.
Jesus. See, to me, it's like they're making these laws and they don't know anything about the food industry, the service industry.
Well, if they really understood the best way to get this going, like I said, it would just have to be outside.
Yeah.
There's no other. There's really.
Well, that's what New Hampshire started this past week, is bars that have in restaurants that have outside seating.
Yeah, which is a sad day when New Hampshire is lapping us intellectually. I mean,
live free or die. I mean, they got something figured out.
Live free or derp. But no, I mean, that's a problem. When we have to have a conversation with people and go, hey, outside is probably the best way to do it.
Yeah.
Outside is the best way to do it. We've known this for 100 years. And they're like, so what you mean is we can't pack the people into the TGI Fridays. Like, no, you can't. Wait. So what you're saying is if a bar has 19 seats, we can seat 23 people. It's like, no. You know what I think we need to do is we need to recruit the currently sitting at home Celtics players that are all like 6'7", right? All these big motherfuckers that are just hanging around right now. I know they got nothing else to worry about, right?
Yep.
And they should go to bars. These guys should go to bars and just do their whole wingspan between seats and be like, do you see that? That's how far away you need to be. And I say they only use their wingspan because them laying down would be unsettling to do to individuals. But you can't do it. The bars, it's too fucking. An actual bar is risky. They can at least offer the illusion of being spaced out by seating people at tables.
Yeah, I guess so. But at the same time, like, what restaurants these days don't have bars? You know what I mean?
They just won't open the bar portion of it. That's all.
So they're not serving alcohol?
No, they'll serve alcohol. More than likely, what it will be.
But it would just be service bar.
Yeah, my guess is there'll be probably either a service bartender, or they'll have a shift manager, or just the server, or it'll just be go get your own shit. But if you have only a dozen tables in a restaurant, and you've got 2 servers on, let's say, they shouldn't be overwhelmed going and having to fucking pour a Coors Light. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You'll just actually need people that are,
Well, that's another thing. Is like, even when they say, all right, you can go back to work, we're not going back to work like that. Like, I'm not going to be going back to my 35 fucking hours a week.
Oh, no. You know what I mean? Well, that's it. And this is where, it comes into play, where just take your unemployment and make it go as long as you can. I've seen a lot of people have this conversation where they go like, oh, well, the unemployment, I don't want to run with it. I don't want to take it. And I'm like, man, you've paid into the system your entire life. Don't feel bad. Don't feel bad.
Yeah, at this point,
Nothing
you know what I
you've
mean? It's
done.
not like it's your
Yeah,
fault that you're out of work.
nothing you've done has put this in motion in any way, shape, or form. It's just like Goodwill Hunting. It's not your fault. You didn't do anything. You didn't do anything. It's got nothing to even do with your business itself.
Right.
You didn't do anything. They didn't do anything. Don't feel
It's
guilty.
just the
Yeah.
unemployment thing pisses me off so much, man. You know, it's just and like so last a week ago, last Tuesday, they texted me at about 9 o'clock at night, like asking if I still needed help with my application or whatever that I put in for help fucking months ago because
Mm.
they're not giving me what I'm
Oh no,
supposed
they
to
were trying
get.
to set a date up with you for September.
Yeah, yeah.
That's your
So,
friend.
dude, every day since then, I've sent them a yes, 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 yes. Finally, the other night, I sent them that.
Oh my god. You sent him to Daniel Bryan.
I got an email today about asking me if like I wanted to set up a time to talk.
Now,
So it took Daniel
how is it
Bryan to fucking get Massachusetts to respond to me,
the ultimate baby face? He got it
right?
done.
The text
Wait, so
before was fucking yes, and then
what
Daniel Bryan.
what is it that they're doing that they're giving you such a hard time on?
I don't know, man. They're taking what I made last year and averaging it out on that. And then they told me like immediately after they gave me my unemployment, they were like,
Mm.
and I'm not the only one that's like dealing with this shit. Like some people still can't fucking get it. Before the PUA came out,
Mm.
people still weren't getting it.
Oh, I called unemployment and I kept them on the line and agitated them for a good hour.
Yeah,
Which
it's
that's the thing is like I'm not the type of person that, because of being in the service industry, I will be sweet as pie to every person I encounter in every restaurant, every bar, every box store, wherever the fuck I am. I'm nice as can be.
yeah.
But when it gets to a point where I know that all you're dealing with, and that's all it is, it's just, like bureaucracy hopscotch, where
Oh yeah.
they're like, let's just get you off the line. So that way I don't have to worry about it anymore.
Right, right,
And then when you call back in 2 hours, then you can talk to someone else and it can be their problem.
right.
So okay, what do I have to do here? Okay, what do I need? Okay, can I have your email? Because I'll write it down. And if I fucking need help, I will get at you. And then I will say specifically, hi, Mike, you said I need X, Y, and Z. I sent X, Y, and Z. I'll be that level of a fucking pain in the ass, but in a polite, professional way.
Right.
Because to me, I went to college long enough to know that that people just pass you around. If you're not assertive and you don't self-advocate, they'll just, oh,
Yeah.
over there. Oh, did you go to the registrar's office? Yeah, I already went to registrar's. Oh, what you need to do is go to admissions. I've been in the school for 3 years. Yeah, admissions is the place for you to go. It's like, what the fuck? Like, they'll just pass you around they
Yeah.
don't have to
Make
fucking
somebody
deal
else's
with it.
problem. Exactly.
Yeah. That's so. There's certain situations where you kind of have to be that person. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's a pain in the ass, but thankfully through with unemployment for the first like 3 weeks, I'm sitting there looking at that shit going, this. I'm going, absolutely none of this makes any fucking sense.
No.
And then I had to do the call. I had to sit there with them for an
They
hour.
asked me for me to prove to them that I should be getting more money from them. I had to make X amount of dollars between January 1st and March 13th, 15th, whatever the fuck.
Right. Did you have any pay stubs sitting around?
But yeah, I could download. You can download your pay stubs off the Paychecks app.
Right.
Like,
So what they probably should have, if this is what, if you'd
what they probably should have done is looked at the fucking information that I already gave them because they already had that information. I literally mailed them the shit that they already had.
Oh, you mailed it to them. I was going to say, I know it sounds
No, you can't fax it to them. You can't fucking email it to them. You have to snail mail it.
Well, I was going to say the funniest thing was when they said that to me, they're like, you need to print this thing out. You need to mail it and you need to send it to us. In my mind, I'm going, oh my God, this is the biggest John Popper runaround bullshit. Fucking blues traveling my ass all over this fucking building.
Like Massachusetts has an app for fucking food stamps, but you don't have a fucking app for unemployment.
Well, I mean,
I mean, it's the way they do unemployment now. It's basically the same thing. They send you a debit card if you don't do direct deposit.
Well, the problem is they want to make, in their minds, they're going, I'm going to make food as easy as possible for you. But
Which, yeah, it should be
everything else we're
easier.
going to make as difficult as possible.
Bro, there's 4 different health insurance websites for the fucking state. God forbid you're trying to figure out how to pay or never even pay, fight a fucking ticket. Like they just bounce you around just like they do on the phone. They just bounce you around.
Well, that's why I have a distrust even for any of the shit if we do come back, where everybody just wants to do this. For those that can't see, just put your hands up and go, not me, not my responsibility. So when people tell me, they're like, oh no, we have this long detailed plan of things written down. I'm like, oh, so who's the actual accountable person for this? They're like,
right,
not me.
Who made the plan?
Like,
right.
Yeah, not me. Right. It's like, do I really want to get information from Georgia? You know
what? You can't, and I'll tell you why I don't think you can. Because, see, this goes to like I have an argument about United States versus Europe. When United States is just like basically Europe on steroids. Because every state in this country is almost like its own.
I thought you were going to say cool. I was going to say cool.
No. Every
they
state
said on steroids, so I went with cool.
Oh yeah. Well, it is cool in Europe right now, but every state's got its own culture, its own way of doing things, its own way of driving. Like, so I think it's impossible really to compare anything anyone else is doing anywhere else in the fucking country.
Right. Like, well, we're a series of small states, or bigger states sometimes too, but we're a series of states that are basically all their own countries.
That's what I'm saying. Exactly what I'm saying.
That's been something that has always been an issue in the country. It's been, just kind of like it's been a hanging problem where we kind of look at it and we go, yeah, we don't always all agree, but that's why we have states' rights and everything like that.
Yeah.
But now we're getting to the point where it's something that's big and serious, and we need people to work together, and we need them to get along.
Right. And just the people in Massachusetts think differently than the people in fucking Wyoming.
Oh, absolutely.
You know what I mean? I mean, just think about, like, if you go 35 minutes up the road north, how much different the people are in Nashua, New Hampshire than Malden, Mass.
Right.
Or in Providence. So, I mean, how much different are people in the South Shore compared to the North Shore?
Oh, that's how petty people are. That people that are 7 miles away from us were like, they could never understand.
Yeah, right. They don't get it. Those South Shore. Yeah, I don't get it. Different way of life.
They don't even know how to make a sandwich. that's how we perceive people that are 7 miles away from us. I have people from the South Shore that are like, let me tell you, that North Shore pizza's fucking trash. I had that fucking pizza up there. It's trash. I'm like, you guys eat Greek pizza. Like, fuck off. You know what I mean? So, it's I'd like a pizza, but I'd like for it to look like birthday cake. I have a birthday cake pizza. Instead of something that's delicious and crunchy and has a nice snap to it and has cheese on it, can you just give me Chuck E. Cheese, loaded Chuck E. Cheese pizza? Fucking idiots. But no, I mean, that's you can't get people to agree with anything from people, like you said, that are down the road.
Right.
So this idea that we're going to have this united front, and it's really unfortunate, and it's very telling when we're even in a position where somebody's saying, hey, can you just put on the gimmick for us? Just wear the fucking mask.
That's the problem, Joey. No one knows how to work anymore. No one knows how to work.
That's it. Well, no, I mean,
there's no good gimmicks anymore.
Advertisers, they know how to work.
Yeah.
The fucking
follow the money.
Yeah, that's it. It's now everybody's been very manipulated into a way of thinking that, even to the point where someone's saying to you, hey, your family and yourself's personal health and safety, have you taken these into consideration? And they're like, yeah, but let me ask let me ask people on Facebook real quick. I'm like, no, just yourself. Just yourself. Just
Mm.
the mask thing when people are like, oh, I don't think the masks work. And I'm like, you know what? You're the same people that in the 80s that would have been like, you know what? I don't think the condoms work.
Yeah, no,
I don't think the
dude, no,
condoms
that's
work.
different because again, you got people on TV fucking saying that the masks don't work. You got doctors on the TV saying it
Right.
on
And
all
if
channels. I
and
fucking
if social
that
media had been around in the 80s, people probably would have been like, yeah, these condoms are baloney.
yeah, of course, of course.
Right.
People
That's
still
where
say
we
that
are.
today.
Yeah. Well,
They're
no,
not
I'm saying it's
100%.
yeah, but it's just people working gimmicks. That's all it
Right.
is at some point where you're sitting there and you're going, is this person real or are they working people?
Oh, it's all a
Because there's
work.
money to be made out of
Money,
this.
yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. There is going to be money made out of it.
I mean, dude, if you're a smart enough person now, you can sit around, tell people exactly what they want to hear. And then when people come for your head and get angry about it, you can just go, I'm just offering an opinion. I'm just offering an opinion. You don't have to agree with my opinion.
Well,
And it's
that's
like,
the thing. Everything's opinion based now. Like real
right.
journalism is so rare. Like
No,
you're
it's
supposed to
all
be
opinion now.
unbiased in real journalism.
Yeah.
You're supposed to state the facts, and now it's just fucking. Well, I feel sad because Adele lost weight.
Well, I mean, I think we can all agree that Adele should have stayed fat for all of us to feel better about ourselves. I think we should all have agreed. Well, no, but that's what I'm saying. Like, this is the fucking
It
level of
just
stupidity that you deal with.
drives me insane to think that that's an actual fucking topic.
What did her losing weight is a problem?
Yeah,
Like, well, well, no, it's funny to me because in that situation they're going, Adele lost weight. What's the problem? And I'm like, you realize that this thing's killing fat people. So, if anything, maybe this is the time to just, my name right now is Dr. Dangles McQueen. I don't know. I don't think you can see
I
my
know.
whole
I can
name.
see it. Yeah,
You can see the whole name, Dr.
yeah.
Dangles McQueen. Okay. I'm going to let that dangle out there for people and say when there's a disease that is going around, a virus that's going around, and it's attacking fat people, maybe don't attack the person that's not fat anymore and decided to lose weight.
I mean, I think it's 63% around there of the people that have died from it are the one thing they all have in common is the obese or
Well,
worse.
yeah. Well, I mean, it's the breathing issue.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, but that also being said, I mean, there's fully, they're showing you a picture every other day. Once again, it is what it is. Here's this guy. He woke up. He was CrossFit. I mean, just he was a tire. Like, this guy is so CrossFit. He's CrossFit equipment. And
Right.
now he's got the fucking thing and he's dying. And you're like, okay, so
Well, we have a friend of
a
ours
little bit
that
of
is
everybody.
probably in better shape than anybody we know,
Yeah.
and he got it.
Right. And he fought it off. And but the crazy thing is with him is you look and you go, where's the traceable, where's the traceable component to him? He wasn't traveling on a plane, wasn't in Europe. He's not around big groups of people. I know he coaches a little. He goes to, he works out in the gym. He's got so this isn't a dude that's, sitting on the orange line 6 days a week.
No.
So you look at situations like that and you go, okay, even when you remove or try to remove all of these factors that can cause it and are a big problem, you can still get royally fucked over by this. So you have to make some decent choices here. It can't just be a matter of, I don't like it, so it doesn't exist. Like, it's just like, yeah, dude,
Right. Right. No. Exactly. Like no. To me, no matter what side you're on with the whole shit, there's definitely a fucking virus. It's definitely a
right.
thing.
Oh,
And the
I
people,
love the there's no virus people. I'm like, yeah, every first world economy shut down for funsies.
right, right.
Every one of them, they all got together and they said,
Again,
that'd be cute.
depending on what you believe with even that, it's still a thing. It's still a virus out there.
Right, right, right.
Um, and that to me, the people that are denying that there's something out there, that's to me that's like the people that are wearing masks while they drive in their own cars.
Yeah, well,
Nobody else is in the car. It's just them. And then fucking a woman died because of that.
Well, dude, it's fear working on both ends.
Oh,
That's
the
what it
fear,
is.
dude. The fear
It's
is
just
it's
the fear.
poisonous.
You know what I mean?
It's poisonous.
What's the? Oh my god, what was the name of the book? It was on Amazon.
The
Fuck.
Bible?
Yeah, you might. Yeah, it was written by Jesus. Apparently, guy has great abs. He wouldn't get coronavirus. You think?
Nah.
No,
Nah.
no. He does a
If
lot
he
of.
did, he would just wake up in 3 days.
He just he just wakes up and he goes, "Hey guys, I cured myself of
Got the
that." You know,
antibodies now.
pull the antibodies out of him. Fucking kill him again. Like trying to get him like the little girl in Last of Us, just gonna rip him to shreds. Get the fucking antibodies out of this guy. Jesus Christ, what was I even fucking talking about? No, well, dude, that's just what it's fear going both ways. Oh my god, it's gonna drive me nuts. The name of the book. It's something about the worm. Like it's about people being worms in an apple and trying to kind of like accept their own mortality and how they go about handling it.
Yeah.
It was it was really, really interesting. I ended up trying to find the book and it was, out of print and it's fucking $8,000 for some book on Amazon. I'm like, no, that's okay. I'll just go and listen to a couple speeches by the guy on YouTube. But no,
Right.
that's how people are going to function is, how are they going to deal with their own mortality when it's right in front of them? Some people are going to look at it and they're going to be in complete denial.
Yeah.
And to them, the happy story, like the happiest story that they can tell themselves is there's a big plan and someone's in power. Someone's in power. That's
The afterlife. The bigger thing. Yeah.
Well, not even just like a God or a Jesus situation, but even just a better,
having
smarter,
meaning.
No, a better, smarter version of me. I'm a fucking yeah.
Oh, like when you die, you upgrade to the next level or something?
Oh no, even more simple than that. I'm a fucking ape, right? I'm a dumb fucking ape. I want to eat fried clams and I want to jerk off and go to sleep. But for some reason, that's not Bill Gates. Bill Gates wants to take over the fucking planet. It's like, no, Bill Gates wants to find a pair of comfortable shoes, eat some French fries, and go and fuck his homely wife. Like, he just wants to live just like everybody else. There's nothing special about him.
I don't know about that.
Bill Gates is sitting in the meetings going, how are we gonna get rid of people? I'm gonna get rid of people. It can't
be obvious.
Come on. This shit all gives people too much credit, man. If anything, it gives people way too much credit to the fact that they think that anybody gives that much of a fuck about them. People they don't care about you. Bill Gates doesn't give a shit about you. Jeff Bezos doesn't give a shit about you. They don't care.
What about the lizard people?
Now, we're going to talk about the lizards. All right, so now we're going to get into the lizards. Now, to me, it makes perfect sense that every single doctor on the planet has treated a person and not a single one of them has said, hey, this person is a lizard.
Well, the lizards are immune to COVID-19. You didn't know that? They're the ones that created it.
You know how they dropped all that UFO shit? Wouldn't that be just fucking great if they also slid that under the radar? Like, they're just like, okay,
you know how they dropped the UFO shit and 3 days later nobody cared?
Yeah, they're just already over it.
They were like, yeah, we kind of like figured it out already.
Yeah, we knew. We knew. Like, that would be so fucking hilarious if they just slid that in under the radar too, where they just go, all right, so all the aliens, right? And 80% of the world's rulers are lizards. And we're just like, oh, and season 2 of Tiger King will be out in a month. And the Tiger King's gonna come on in a
Starring
month.
Nicolas Cage, buddy.
Tiger King's coming. Did you guys hear the part about the 80% of our world's leaders are lizards? And it's just like, yeah, that's some fucking, sounds like some sort of spinned libtard nonsense, dude. No, they just told us outright that they're lizards. And it's like, yeah, all right, Donald Trump. It's like, no, they're all telling us they're lizards. And it's just, you know what? I've had enough of your negative attitude. This person just has a bad attitude. Listening. How dare they listen? No, that's going to be, I can't wait for the next big piece of news about humanity and the world as a whole, and everybody just fucking ignores it. I can't wait. I'm looking forward to it.
No one gave a shit about the murder hornets either.
Well, that's because they're not doing a good enough job with those murder hornets yet. They need to kill somebody of social currency. You think I'm kidding?
No.
They gotta kill somebody valuable. I mean, it's got to be like an Instagram live of James Harden in his backyard barbecuing, and he's going, "Hey kids, any of y'all want a dog?" And then a hornet flies in with like Future playing in the background, and is just stabbing him in the neck, and at an angle in his neck where it's not where you can see where it gets absorbed by his beard. He sells like this, like puts his face to the camera, and he's just getting stabbed by and the bees just they're closed in on the bee, and he's just fucking pumping into him, and James Harden's going, no.
Oh, fucking Christ.
And that's what it will take. And then people will go, "Hey, did you see that hornet murdered James Harden?" They'll be like, "Yeah, that was like 3 days ago. I'm already over it."
Yeah, fuck the Rockets.
Yeah, that hornet's got to go. That hornet's got to get LeBron. It's got to be LeBron.
That's actually going to be LeBron. Please get LeBron.
That's going to be the new Space Jam. Actually, is LeBron versus the Murder Hornets.
They're not even bringing back the monsters.
Charles Barkley's going to show up. He's going to be like, "Man, these Murder Hornets are terrible. I had enough of these Murder Hornets. This is some bullshit. I just want to go golf and get some Chinese food."
Magic Johnson actually has the repellent for the murder hornets in his blood.
Magic.
Everybody, just spray yourself with Magic's blood.
Well, that should have been a known. You know what? Maybe that's the proof that this whole situation is very legit. Is that Magic Johnson was like, "I'm fucking out of here." Magic Johnson hasn't not been on television for this long in fucking 30 years. They were like, "Magic Johnson, you have HIV, but what do you think about this game?" He's like, "I'll be right there." And now he's like, "Yeah, no, see you later." He's like, ESPN calls him. He's like, "I'm not even going to risk putting this through a camera. I'm staying home. I am staying home." Magic Johnson would have been a useful voice in this situation, because if Magic Johnson had looked at you and said, I am one of the only people that got HIV in the early 90s and I'm still fucking alive. Please take this seriously. You'd have to go, "All right, I'll listen to big man there."
Magic.
Please take this seriously. I'm like, dude, Magic Johnson said it.
Yeah.
Magic Johnson's been besting HIV longer than most of the people you know.
Well, you've seen the South Park episode. He's got the fucking money to do it.
Money. Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, all right, this can get real, lizardy people. That's why, okay, if really, really rich people die from an illness, that to me is the proof that it's real. That to me is the proof that it's truly real.
No one rich has died from corona yet.
Well, that's... Well, we all know... Wait a second. We all know that was so Tom Hanks could get arrested.
Right, he's on house arrest right now.
Yeah, we all know Tom Hanks right now is being tried for crimes against humanity.
He is.
That's it.
Yeah, trafficking.
Yeah. So, and when this process is done, of him being tried for crimes against humanity, he will have to do Toy Story 5. So he has to recharge his batteries. I can't wait for in like 5 years when they're putting coronavirus jokes into Pixar movies.
5 years.
Remember when we all had to sit in our house? That was terrible.
Sooner than that.
Dinosaur. What was the name of the dinosaur? Remember the dinosaur in Toy Story? Was it
Rex?
Yeah, something.
Yeah, I think Rex. Yeah.
Real fucking clever. How'd you come up with that one? I can't wait for when in a half a dozen years, people are just making jokes about this shit.
Of course, dude. It won't even be. I mean, what's going to happen as soon as comedians get back on stage. You know what I mean?
Well, it depends. I mean, there's not as
on
many
the comedian.
Good ones. Yeah, there's not a lot of good ones left anymore. There are a lot of it.
Yeah.
That's it. Well, that's, you know what? That is a good thing about this too, is it's going to take a lot of the people that don't have the passions to do the things that they shouldn't be doing and remove them from that situation.
Mm.
Because it's going to have to be like, if you're going to be someone that's going to get on stage and you're going to do comedy, or you're going to be whatever you might be, actor, actress, on Broadway or whatever, there's still going to be that part of you where you're going to say, do I care enough? Do I care enough? Like, do I really have to, like, oh, I'm going to be Vito Zasparelli in the fucking Grease on Broadway? Like, it's like, no, I'll just move to Virginia with the fucking metric shit tons of money I've made and just live out the rest of my life shopping at Food Lion. You know what I mean? Like, they don't have to do that. So it's really gonna strain out a lot of the people that they believe they have the aspirations to do something, but they don't. And that'll be interesting.
Well, if they did, they'd be doing it now.
Whoa.
You know what I mean?
Could you imagine going to the COVID comedy club right now? How bad how fucking depressing that would be. So what's in the news? Oh, it's here, man. You guys sure hate it when you're out on a
So, speaking of something depressing, we'd be foolish not to get into this or talk about this at all. What do you think is going to be the state of wrestling after all of this?
It's already done.
Is this the nail in the coffin?
Yeah. It needs...
No fault of their own? You give them the same excuse?
I wouldn't go that far. Let me put it this way. If Bed Bath & Beyond goes out of business because of this thing, wrestling deserves to go out of business because of this thing. It truly deserves it.
Yeah.
I mean,
you're doing this podcast instead of watching AEW, right?
Why would I rush to watch?
Isn't that part of your research for your podcast? You have to watch the product, right?
I can watch anything whenever now.
Oh, it's true, right? Yeah.
Like there's no like real feeling of desperation. Like I'm like, what's gonna happen with so and so? Like, who gives a fuck? I don't fucking care. 90% of these people have absolutely zero personality. They're not interesting. They're not likable. I'm not concerned about them. You know what I mean? And in the same way, like one of the best things that you can do to keep a podcast going and keep it going as long as we have.
Let me write this down.
Okay.
Yep. Go ahead.
Well, this isn't. Are you writing it down with a spoon?
Yeah, I'm just gonna carve it into my laptop, so it's there every time I say it.
Just listen.
Yeah.
You know, here's another trick of the trade. You have the audio now.
Oh, gotta make sure I do.
You can play it back. No, I mean one of the big things that keeps a show going for as long as it has is that people don't necessarily come for the content. They come for the players. They care about the people that are speaking. If something happens, it's not necessarily that they want to hear you sit there and shuffle papers and go, oh, okay, the people that won this match, here they are, and that's that. They want to know what you were thinking when you were like, oh man, I watched that. I wonder what so-and-so is going to fucking think about how that went off. Oh, I wonder how they feel about it. Because it's about people building those sorts of connections with the people involved. No different than in a restaurant where, if you have somebody that works there and they have a series of regulars and that person goes bye-bye, a lot of those regulars go bye-bye too.
Yep.
That's you have to build those connections with people through whatever it is. Now, sometimes you might just have a brand where, and for the longest time, that's what WWE rode on, was the association that WWE was wrestling. And you remember wrestling? Remember all the things you liked about it? It's here. It's still here. Remember that? Look at Macho Man. He's got Elizabeth on his shoulder. Remember that? Remember how good that felt? Oh, look at Trish Stratus. Remember when you're Trish Stratus? Trish Stratus got you all riled up? Like, they just rode on that for so fucking long. But that's no different than the way that someone that's around this area probably feels when they look at a fucking Friendlies.
Yeah.
Where you go, oh, man, remember that Conehead Sunday? We used to go get that with my Nana. That was a good time,
That
right?
was good.
Hey, and then you go in there and it's just like, it's got to be 85 minutes for a banana split. And the burgers taste like the grill has not been scraped down since the second Bush administration. Like, it sucks. But that's what I'm saying is like, just like Friendlies deserve to die, and Friendlies keeps itself afloat by selling ice cream in stores. WWE deserves to die, and they keep themselves afloat by selling you nostalgia in the form of ice cream in the fucking shelves. Hey, watch the network. You guys remember Stone Cold Steve? You remember The Rock?
Right.
You guys remember?
Well, that's basically what they're doing. You said there's like a Jordan-esque Undertaker documentary, right? On the network.
Yeah.
Is it like a multi-part series?
Because no one, but dude, that's because no one can feign to give a fuck about any of these new people, because what are they doing to build an emotional connection with you? The people
just rush it along.
Yeah, they turn on these bigger name wrestlers. They turn on these people that get pushed, and no one understands why. And it's because one of the things that makes people feel emotionally connected to any character is you have to witness their strife. You have to see their struggles. You have to see them go through shit. If the movie Rocky Balboa skipped the first 45 minutes where he walked around like a mumble mouth and was like, I like fish and I'm bad with girls, like, you wouldn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Right? You just, if it was legitimately just, here's Rocky and he gets to fight the champion, and you guys invested in this, and it's like, well, no, why do I care? And it's like, well, he's Italian, you're Italian, right? Or like, no, or even worse, like they do in wrestling, they're like, yeah, but he looks like a boxer, right? So he looks like a boxer. That should be enough for you to be convinced that you care about him as a boxer.
Right.
And it's like, well, no, that's not how it works. And it's like, oh, I bet you like some guy that doesn't even look like a boxer. That's what it is.
So you saying WWE deserves to die? Then
absolutely.
Straight up, what's your thoughts on like AEW then?
I don't care about them either. Why the fuck? I mean,
so do you not care because you're older now, or do you not care because it's really that bad?
I don't care because I'm all set with watching a much, much, much worse version of something that I dedicated a lot of my life to learning about, and watching it fail on such a fucking embarrassing level. And then in the meantime, being told by other people that, oh no, you just don't understand. It's not that it's terrible. It's just that you don't get it. It's like,
well, apparently fucking nobody gets it because nobody's watching it.
Right. So that's one of those conversations where you go, you know what? I might believe you. Okay. Lots of people hate a band, like some hated bands. A lot of people are like, oh, Maroon 5 sucks. Or Nickelback, hackiest shit in the world. Nickelback sucks. Justin Bieber sucks. Okay, well, how many views do they have on a music video when it first comes out? 350 million. Okay. So you might think it sucks, but clearly there's a metric shit ton of people that are saying, no, this is good.
Well, that's like when WCW went off the air. 1 million wrestling fans just fucking disappeared.
Overnight. Yeah.
Overnight.
Yeah.
WWE didn't get that ratings jump. You got a white crotch? Do you got a white crotch? You got to stand up and show it if you do. We all spill sometimes. Oh, and you're wearing a Stone Cold shirt. You gotta show the whole outfit.
Oh, I'm so fucking damp.
You gotta sit there in your piss. Where you going?
I gotta get a towel. Do plugs or something.
Do plugs.
No.
This is awesome. So not only do our audio drops out, I think there's an issue with the YouTube, and Joey spills a drink all over himself, which is fine because it's usually me that spills something. So I'm glad that our first guest on this segment. Oh man. Do plugs. Do plugs for what? This podcast? Yeah. Follow us on Instagram, 86bartender. check out the website, 86bartender.com. This past week, we had hit our first goal on raising money for Boston service industry workers affected by this COVID situation. So we sent out...
It's wringing out my crotch.
We sent out the first tip out live on the podcast this week to the first 10 people that signed up to the website. The next goal is $1,000. As soon as we hit that, we'll send it out to everybody that signed up to the website. The numbers on the site literally doubled overnight when we did the payout. So that's good. That means people are talking about it. We also got big things planned for this little segment of the podcast. We're going to be doing one-on-one interviews with a different guest each week. So stay tuned to that. What else can I plug? Oh, check out tipjarmask.com. I'm working on a partnership with them. They reached out to me. They're printing masks, the COVID stuff. But they have all these cool different designs and whatnot, shamrocks, flags, tiger print, whatever. Every purchase, $3 to a charity of your choice. And hopefully 86bartender.com will be up on that website soon enough. So that's awesome news. And
no, that was good. I really, yeah. So you can donate to my pajama fund. New pajamas. I was talking to Eddie about that earlier. It's just got to get more pajamas. We need a pajama sponsorship on the soup. That would be my dream.
Yeah, absolutely. Pajamagram. Reach out to them.
Well, you see, when you're in your 20s, you're like, can I get sponsored by alcohol? And you're like, then you get in your 30s, you're like, can I get sponsored by reasonable footwear and comfortable pants?
Right.
Like, yeah, you're like, oh man, that's.
I need a onesie fucking company.
That's the sweet stuff right there.
I want a onesie company to just print me a onesie that is just my naked body.
Oh God.
Maybe a thong on. I don't know. But you just never know, You don't know if that's really me under there.
That's right. That's like one of those things where it's like, am I self-loathing or not? Am I shitting on myself or am I?
Maybe I'm being out front. Maybe I'm lying to. You know? Only one way to find out.
Well, the funniest thing about that would be if you unzipped it. This
is going to be straight up tequila now.
And some girl looked at you and she's just like, that's not what I was expecting.
Put the onesie back on.
Yeah, they're like, with the onesies me. No, that's not you. That's not what you look like. Actually, that's exactly what I look like. No. That's actually, you know what? You just described two-party politics perfectly. I'm wearing a onesie and I'm naked. Is it the same? Isn't that the same? No, it's not the same. Why? Because one's a onesie and one's someone naked. Well, no, but the onesie is of someone naked. Yeah, it just sounds like you're really hateful. That's what it sounds like to me. Sound like you're a negative person. You should just agree that both are completely different on every level.
God. No, that'd be too difficult to agree.
Yeah, wrestling's fucked. It is what it is. I mean,
do you think, or a two-part question.
Yeah.
Do you think there's any weight to the rumors about Fox and ESPN buying WWE? And if so, what do you think the outcome of that will be? Both as a product and overall success.
Well, I thought so. At first, I was like, okay, this company's going. It's getting fucking sold, and that's the end of it. But now I'm looking at it and going, why would WWE choose to sell it when it's at its absolute lowest? They want to at least create some sort of inflated look or value. You know what I mean? They want it to look valuable.
Bro, I don't know. Maybe Vince McMahon's ego's finally popped. He's at the point now. I tell you what, actually, before all this shit happened, I had a customer at the bar. He was there with a group of friends. This was like, Jesus Christ, January. Yes, because we had a fundraiser going on at the bar, and we were doing, if you donated $5 to this fundraiser, you get a shot of the month, or get a shot of the month, donate, and it went to the fundraiser. That's the legal way to say it. So this one group of kids just ripping through these shots, and I end up talking to the most sober kid out of the group, and he's telling me, I believe I'm wearing my Japanese wrestling shirt.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, that's a sick fucking shirt, blah, blah, blah. That's the good old times. And he's like, actually, one of my friends from home is one of Vince McMahon's assistants. I'm like, get the fuck out of here, really? And he's like, yeah, man, he's on the road with them all the time. It's like, no shit. And he's like, dude, the horror stories that my friend has told me. He's like, Vince is just fucking gone. He's tapped. And like, he literally said to me, like, the friend said, everybody at WWE is just waiting for Vince to die.
Well, I mean, he's a 75. Well, no, I mean, when people talk about him, by the way, there's still just water.
Oh, it wasn't Pepsi? I thought it was Pepsi.
Oh, no, thankfully it was just water.
Oh, damn.
No,
I wanted you to be damp and sticky.
Oh,
it's only appropriate for a bartending podcast.
Speaking of damp and sticky, I like the idea that you had for shots there. I think I might create the same business, but instead it's going to be sexual favors from women.
What do you mean?
Has anyone done that before?
What?
Where they pay money and you say, hey, this isn't for sexual relations with a woman. It's for a shot of alcohol. Oh, fuck. Never mind. I'll have to come up with something else. I'll be like, it's for a pencil. And with that pencil comes a blowy.
So it's like a legal brothel, is what you're saying.
Yeah, but I will sell pencils.
Well, you have to have the product there. The cops are never going to believe you.
Well, I'm not going to run some bullshit business where I don't follow through with the pencils. You know what I mean? Top of the pops pencils.
Hey, man, pencils are a dying breed.
Dude, Vince, well, why would you expect Vince to not be out of his fucking mind? He's 75 years old. He's been on the fucking gas for 40 fucking years.
Yeah.
That dude,
so is our president.
What, on steroids?
He's on some type of gas.
Wouldn't that be fucking really funny at the end of this whole Trump administration? Say whether he walks away after the whole Biden deal or he makes a choice and he just goes, hey, you know what? After 8 years, he looks at the fucking camera and he just goes, guys, this whole time I've been fucking tripping balls.
This has been a prolonged acid trip.
You guys have no idea I've been fucked up this whole time. like when the guy's sitting on the train or something, he's baked off his spine, he's all fucked up on whatever it is, and he's just sitting there, he's like, no one knows.
You have no idea.
Everyone thinks I'm sober right now. It's like, no,
it's obvious, buddy.
I would love if he just came out and was like, yeah, guys, I'm fucked up, man. Why did anybody guys?
I want him to shave his head.
That would be cool as fuck.
Shave his head and grow a beard.
He just
Grandpa Trump.
I would like the idea of him just having like a real epiphany, just a real like awakening, and he just looks at the people and he just goes, I don't want any of this.
Take it back.
And they go, what do you mean, Mr. Trump? And it's all these people that have fucking shitted on him and hated him for all this time. And then he just has the most human moment he's ever had in his life where he just goes, I didn't want any of this.
Fucked.
I just wanted to tell jokes. I just wanted to make fun of people that didn't like me.
Oh, man.
Now I have to do all this. This is terrible. And you know what would be hard? Would have to be all the people that have spent the past, half a dozen years in the media sitting there going, we got to respect people when they're honest or they're in pain and they have all these problems and mental issues. And then he's just like, I'm in pain. I have all these problems. And they're like, look at this fucking piece of shit. This guy's a piece of shit and we hate him. Like, they have to just admit it was just they fucking hated his guts. Even if he was completely honest and he was just, I've been on psychiatric medicine. I did this.
They've admitted it already in one way or another.
I did this as a publicity stunt, guys. I did this as a fucking joke. And now here I am. 8 years? I'm going to do this for 8 years.
Right? I just saw myself on The Simpsons one day and thought, hey, let's give it a shot.
Yeah, why not? Well, no, it's just this is all we're gonna get anyways. We're just going forward. We're just gonna get only the people that are crazy enough to think that they would want that job. Why would you want to be president? Why?
Why?
But dude, right now, this moment, in the midst,
I don't even want to run my own life.
Right. Why would you want that responsibility? You'd have to be a complete fucking psycho to want that responsibility. But right now, there's a guy that works for Panera Bread that makes more money than the president. There's a dude right now that's sitting there going, hey, let's look at the spreadsheets on the Asiago bagels. It's making more money than the president.
Well, so, bro, you get what you pay for. Maybe the president should make more money. I don't know.
Maybe, yeah. Yeah. The CEO of Dunkin' Donuts makes more money than the president. That's kind of setting someone up to be bribed.
The 10th in command at Dunkin' Donuts makes more money than the president.
Which, at some point, you go, hey, what are you really contributing to society?
Dunkin' Donuts or the president?
Yeah. Well, both. Truthfully. When croissant witches are worth more than running the country.
Have you tried the new stuffed croissant witches? They stuff it with the 3 cheeses or the ham and cheese?
I would have that. I'm not saying
you're not eating Dunkin' Donuts right now during the...
No. Well, you know... I'm jiggy with the takeout. I had no problem with that. I'll get food from a restaurant. But to me, still seeing the line at Dunkin' Donuts to me is just a reminder that seeing the line at Dunkin' Donuts is just a reminder to me that people would walk themselves into an oven if they could. Like if they were just like, oh, there's toasted almond coffee in there. And like, oh, like even at the start of this, when everyone was like shitting their pants and running to their house, if you were to drive by a Dunkin' Donuts, it was still like 6 cars deep in the fucking drive-through, and it's like, you people, what are they selling to you? Drugs. That you're that
drugs. Caffeine's a drug, brother.
It's just okay drugs too. It's not even. It's just okay.
Well, it depends on how much you take.
You can get better versions of those drugs and make them at your home. It's not anything fancy. I said to one of the women that I work with, I go, Dunkin' Donuts has such a stranglehold on people that this virus could become what's the word I'm looking for here? It could take human form. It could take the form of a vampire, of a series of vampires. And people would still be in line at Dunkin' Donuts with like vampire fucking Corona monsters, like hiding around the cars, like sneaking about. Like they'd be at the window and they'd say, oh, ma'am, can you roll down the window more? We can't hear you. And it's like, oh, I'm just waiting for the Corona vampire to stop doing the Thriller dance in the hood of my car. Give it a minute. And once the vampire gets off the hood of my car, I'll roll the window down more. There would be girls sitting at the fucking window at the Dunkin' Donuts with a cross with a garlic bagel hanging from it, just pushing it out the window with your Dunkachino behind it. Thank you. Have a nice day. Just fucking handing it through the thing.
Amazing.
That's what it would be. Like it would be on that level. It's just, Dunkin' Donuts is just. I'm waiting for their Epstein story. They have something to
like what the CEO or something.
Something's evil. Something's evil.
Traffic and munchkins.
Something's abreast. They can't be on. If the dude, you know what we should be scared of? If the CEO of Dunkin' Donuts can't get on a Epstein Island. That's the level of power we're dealing with. That the dude that runs all of the Dunkin' Donuts, like they're like, look at this fucking pleb. Like these people are so rich that this guy is like, I own all of these fucking, and they're just like, yeah, like, gross. Fuck out of here, dude. You're nobody. And he's just like, yeah, well, one of the biggest brands in America. And they're just like, yeah, get Munchkin Boy. Not permitted on our fucking child molestation island. How dare you? This is just for special people that have no souls and deserve to be fucking promptly fucking hung in front of a public court.
Yeah.
Don't worry though. It's gonna all be okay. Corona's gonna eventually go away, and the bars are gonna reopen, and people are gonna make terrible decisions once again, in old, not even new and creative ways, and they're back to their old habits. It's gonna be nice. Don't worry.
What coffee do you prefer? Do you prefer Dunkin' Donuts or
Yes.
Newman's Own from McDonald's?
Oh, McDonald's coffee.
Newman's Own.
McDonald's coffee.
It's good stuff. I mean, that's the best thing they have on the menu is the coffee.
People in the service industry that may be listening to this, you're smarter than Dunkin' Donuts. Go to McDonald's. Get the $1 coffee.
Any size.
It's not about taste. If you get the hot coffee, it's going to be fucking cold by the time you're halfway through it anyway, so who cares? If you're getting an iced coffee, it's going to be 90% water by the time you take the fourth sip. So don't buy the Dunkin' Donuts coffee. Don't spend that money. Go to McDonald's. Eat an Egg McMuffin. Live your life.
Maybe on the McMuffin.
A sausage biscuit.
What would you trust more, the eggs at Dunkin' Donuts or the eggs at McDonald's? Just kick the trash barrel over.
I think both. Well, that goes perfectly with that question. Neither. The answer is neither. But let's be real. Eggs are eggs. Eggs are eggs. Eggs are abortions. So we just eat them and we move on with our lives. We salt them. We put cheese and ketchup and whatever makes us happy on that embryo. Sometimes we make it healthier by moving the yellow part of it, which is, you would have to assume is like what, 60% of
the yellow part's the best part. That's fucking bullshit.
Yeah, I never bought that either.
For you. It is.
I never bought that. That to me always stunk. Where it was like, no, what you want to do is throw away half your food. That sounds like the exact thing someone would do to lie to me. You know what I mean? Like, it's like someone that's dumb on the level of somebody being like, yeah, no. When you order the drink, what you want to do is not put any liquid in there. No liquid. The liquid just fucks the drink up. What you want to do is just have ice. That'll be $6. Like, it's like, no, that doesn't make any fucking sense.
Oh, I know.
Half the egg? I'm going to throw out half the fucking egg?
Yeah. And now apparently, like a lot of people with autoimmune diseases are actually allergic to the white part, but not the yolk.
Really?
Yeah, that's like a new thing with studies in autoimmune diseases.
What a specific thing for them to uncover.
Because the eggs have been a trigger for some people. Like flare-ups on eggs and shit. So some people started separating. All right, I'll just eat egg whites. Well, I'm still getting the flare-ups. All right, fuck it. I'll just try the yolks. No flare-ups.
Oh, okay. So that's a good thing what? That's a good piece of information.
Yeah, I like to at least provide something worth of value.
We give people something
in the hour and
useful.
A half to 2 hours that I fucking blab on the internet for.
Yeah. So you guys learned something new about eggs today if you also have a disease that's killing you. You can eat half of the egg and you can throw half the egg out.
All right, throw the shitty half out.
Maybe you can take the other half of your egg and donate it to somebody else. Someone else in your household.
Oh.
Picture you live in a house and you're splitting eggs with somebody like that. Like, it's like, I eat the yellow and you eat the white. Did you eat all my yellows? I thought you ate the white. I ate the yellow. And it's just like, oh, dude, I'm sorry. I sneezed while I was cracking the egg and I ate most of your yellows on that one egg. It's the level of poverty I guess we could all aspire for when we have to not even share eggs. We have to share the egg itself. Want to go halves on an egg?
Hey, man, coming to a household near you soon enough.
Halvesies on an egg. No, the food is the least of my concerns. When people are having...
Bro, I don't know. Actually, I was just told today that apparently there's some Wendy's out there that don't have burgers right now.
I don't even want to hear that.
Yeah, because there's a shortage on meat.
What is this country when you can't get Wendy's?
What?
That's the problem.
Right?
You know what? Why isn't this being talked about more? The Wendy's issue.
All right, the meat shortage.
Everybody's having all these conversations where they're saying, "Hey, there's people storming state houses with weapons," and you're like, "Yeah, well, how are the baked potatoes at Wendy's? Are they okay?
The baked potatoes are fine. The chicken nuggets are good, man.
Thank God.
If you want a fucking triple stack baconator, I'm sorry, buddy. You're just getting the bacon in the bun.
I'm sitting there and I'm going, wait a second, guys. I'm a little concerned here. So what you're telling me is there's parents walking around their children in high infection areas without any sort of PPE. They're like, yes. And I'm like, yeah. What about the milkshakes at Sonic? Let's be real. What's going on with the milkshakes at Sonic? Are they plumb out of Butterfinger Crunch yet? Because that's my...
No, there's plenty of sugar to go around.
Yeah. Oh, dude. That's it. I'm not worried. But the food is the least of my concerns in this country.
Yeah.
There will never be a day where we'll have to eat each other because there will be more and more and more and more food.
Yeah, there'll be some fucking zombie eating us instead.
You think so?
Who the fuck knows? Anything is possible.
I'm waiting. We have to get through the bees first. The bees have to get through here first. Hopefully James Harden gets it together. Stop fucking around.
What happens first? The fucking aliens or the zombies?
Aliens. Aliens make a lot more sense.
Yeah. I'm calling for by July 4th.
Do you think
Independence Day?
I think the aliens...
Will Smith's going to come out of nowhere on a plane.
I think the aliens just look down on us.
Yeah, they don't even want to bother anymore.
Yeah, I think
they're packing up their bags at Area 51 and leaving right now.
I think the aliens look down on us like Middle Eastern sheiks look down on American people. Like they're just like, ugh. Like they have a fucking bajillion dollars and they're just, I bought a Ferrari for the weekend. Just leave it wherever the fuck I parked it. Just keep it there. Like they have that level of shit to where they look at you and they're like, oh, nice Honda. Like they laugh at us. They fucking think we're garbage. And what am I going to say?
Yeah.
What am I going to say?
They're not that far off, I guess.
Right. If you can travel between, light years and different dimensions and do all this other shit, like why would... Imagine, dude, picture coming here as an alien from a place hundreds of light years away, and you get off the fucking plane, or you get off your little thing, right? And then you just hear a little pump. That's it. You just hear... Someone just shows you a picture of like Lil Peep, and they're like, this guy is loved here. Just like, all right, back in the orb.
Exactly how I felt the first time I was in New Jersey.
Well, dude, nothing. When people are like, oh, New Jersey's a fucking nightmare, I'm like, yeah. There you go. I'm like, is there... They're like, they're like from Corona. I'm like, oh, I thought you used to in general because it smells like shit. Yeah, you could have just ended it there. You didn't need to further explain it in any way, shape, or form. When you sit there, is there any person that heard that New Jersey was a huge problem and all this stuff was going down and people were having problem with like being sanitary and they were like, oh wow, not New Jersey.
No, that's a surprise.
Holy fuck, dude! I would be more shocked if like Maine was a mess. And people were like, oh man, Maine is a fucking war zone. I'd be like, wow, that's crazy. They're like, New Jersey's nuts. They're like, yes, of course. Why? Absolutely. And it has nothing to do with population. It's everything. Yeah, it has nothing to do with population, everything to do with the behavior of the people that live in those fucking areas.
Yeah.
Dude, they're already screaming about not being able to go to the gym. They're like, well, no gym.
Gym's the last phase for most places.
No gym. Why no gym? Because you're sweating. Dude, I used to get freaked out going to the gym because I remember I found it at one point that there was like a dude roaming around there that very much so had Hep C. It was like a known thing.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't even want to be around this fucking guy because his sweat and all that shit. Like, I don't want to fucking... I hate to hep shame him, but it's like I don't want to be around this fucking dude with hep. Like I get you catch the fucking hep. It's really easy to catch hep.
Yeah.
It really is. It's way easier. Like for all the shit that people talk, it's very, very easy for someone to fucking like any of your friends that you have that work in pipes or work in plumbing or work in sanitation, they'll all tell you the same thing is they say to you, like, if you get stabbed by a needle, your immediate fear should be that you're going to get hepatitis C. They don't go, oh, the HIV, oh, this, that. They're like, oh, fuck. Like, you can get the hep. Like, you need to make sure you go get that shit fucking taken care of. So if I'm scared of like peripheral Italian fat guy with an undercut that has hepatitis C, do you think like you want to go roam around the gym with a bunch of fucking coughing corona fucking idiots?
No,
I took
probably
my
not.
pre-workout. I bet that kills fucking corona, dude.
Well,
I bought this pre-workout. It's got a fucking corona on it with an X through it. That means it's not real. It's been verified by 5 out of 6 random guys that are fucked up on testosterone. That are doctors. They're doctors.
Oh fuck.
That's who made this. Like, no, I'm not going to the fucking I'm not going to a fucking gym. I'm not going anywhere like that till God knows when. It sucks. But
Yeah, gyms, casinos, and nightclubs. The last 3 things to open in Boston.
Which to be fair, are such as casinos are just such an essential part of life. That's why it's been doing
Yes, that's
so
why
well.
it's failing in Everett. Yeah, it's essential.
It should never have been built.
No.
It was a fucking waste. It was a stupid fucking idea.
The one in Springfield should have never been built either.
It's a dumb fucking idea, and it provides no any sort. What does it do for the people that live around here? Absolutely nothing.
It raised property values for a little bit. Sell and get out, basically.
All right. So it was just like, hey, you know those people that gave a shit about this community somewhat enough to stay here for a period of time? Leave.
Yeah.
Let's get some more transplants that don't give a fuck in this area because that's certainly what we've needed.
Well, that's the thing. The crime rate in Everett's up, but most of the crime is from people that are out of the city.
Well, yeah, because they don't give a shit.
Right.
Don't give a shit. Well, that's like, everybody's been posting about it. It's slowed down, of course, because, it's been over 3 days. But the Great Scott stuff.
Yeah.
People are like, oh, no, Great Scott, they're taking away all this. I'm like, did you guys just get this memo that everywhere is getting fucking bought out by developers and turning into shit? Like, is this breaking news? Like this?
To some people. Yeah, it is.
That's sad. That's sad.
If you don't fucking follow that shit, if you don't pay attention to who's buying buildings around Alston or Brighton, you know what I mean? Like,
I guess, but when
there's people that didn't even know that the fucking Middle East was for sale.
Yeah, dude, you go through a place like Somerville though, and you're like, hey, remember when Somerville used to have this pizza place, and now it's like a hipster axe throwing bar? Like, is anyone paying attention to anything that's happening at all around them?
No.
In any way, shape, or form? Like, they're like,
just follow in line.
Remember when that used to be a bunch of stores and now it's $2 million condos that no one can afford to live in? Like, no, people are just finding this out now.
$1 million houses in fucking Somerville.
Just now. Like, just now. Hey, you know what? Seems like this crazy developing gentrification thing is really a problem. It's like, yeah, well, you mean in 2013? 2010?
Well, just remember, Joey, what goes up must come down.
Oh yeah, this it's going to be real interesting. Right. It's going to be real funny. Well, that was a big laugh that I've had about a lot of the people that live in these, like, don't tread on me rural areas where they're like, oh, fucking, they're going to step on my freedoms. I'm like, well, I got bad news for you. A lot of fucking city slickers and hipsters are coming to your town, lickety split. Because the second that this shit ends, there's going to be a lot of people that are going to go, you know what I value over my Somerville hipster axe throwing bar? Some space. They're going to want some space. And you know whose space they're going to come for? Your space. So just enjoy it while you can, where you sit there and go, I got my fucking acres and blah, 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 blah. Because if you don't think that those same developers that are sitting there going, you want us to, what's that? Steamroll the old lady's house? Steamroll the old lady's house right now? We got it. What? Okay, done. You think they're not going to come out to your fucking dippy part of some state and just be like, yeah, we'll just buy this whole fucking thing and demolish it and turn it into condos? They're coming for you.
Eventually, yeah.
Yeah, Worcester, all these places. Worcester, you mentioned Springfield. Springfield's like begging for somebody to go out there and just be like, you know what's missing here? People with money. And the people without money, it's like, where are we going to push them? They're like, how far away is the ocean? Can we just push them into the ocean? Because this is
Fuck.
really becoming a problem. But yeah, man, I don't know. Restaurants, let's see what happens. Let's see what
Yeah,
happens the next
that's
month or two.
yeah. I mean, that's how we've been living for the last couple of months, anyways. Just every day, the information changes. You never know what to believe. So yeah,
I'm
that's just
happy. I'm happy with the information changing though. Like a lot of people are upset with it. I'm happy with it because to me it means that we're learning something, which I'd rather take that people are getting new information and adapting their views to it than it being like we're opening on June 10th and it's like, well, what if all this we are opening on June 10th. And you're like, what if those hornets actually show we're opening on June
yeah.
10th. Like I'm fine with the information changing or the ideas of it changing as long as it's coming from a place of we're doing this so you're up to date.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, of course, I still get the frustration though. I mean, it makes perfect sense because we've lived in a world now where somebody says to you like, "You're gonna get a table in 30 minutes," and then someone's like, "It's been 35 minutes. It's been 36 minutes. I was told 30 minutes. This is horror. This is torture."
uh,
So they have to bullshit on some level. I go, they have to bullshit us because we're not mature enough to be told, hey, this could be this fucking long, just deal with it. So they have to be like, oh no, don't worry. The ice cream truck's coming, screwballs for everyone. Like, I don't know.
well, I had mentioned it the other night too on the cast. If you fucking think you've ever had a deal with Yelp before, wait till fucking after COVID Yelp.
You know, what I didn't like about the restaurant was I went in there and people cared about me living. When I go to Chucky's Flank Steak and fucking bargain basement beer, I expect to be treated with a level of no respect that's very becoming of me. I expect to be given no value. I expect to be looked down upon, and instead, these people are in there covering their faces, speaking to me in a way that's they're turned away far enough so they're not interacting with me too much. Needless to say, this is the same thing as being tortured. I feel like
Well, no, I'm more on the side of like people are gonna be there just waiting to fucking snitch. Just
ooh.
waiting like someone's mask was down too long, or someone didn't wash their gloves, or you
See,
know,
I'm more worried about the other end.
yeah,
I'm way more worried about the people that are just that are too dense to the situation because I don't think like the nanny people, like the nanny culture people are going to be the ones that are out. I think it's going to be a lot of people at first for the first couple of months until they, oh, it's the canary in the coal mine. Oh, they fucking die. All right, I'll go get a fucking cheesesteak now. You know what I mean? Like they're going to see what happens with those people first. It's not going to be like the nanny people. It's going to be the people that are just like, oh, I'm just coughing in the air, having a great old time. Like it's just that to me is the real worry. Is it's like, are we going to get the people that are just normal human beings that want to get out of the house and they miss being out, they want to go get dinner with their kids and have some feeling of normalcy? Or are we going to get the people that have been riding this whole situation out guns blazing, just like banging on the door at the Home Depot at 7 a.m. like, I can't wait to get in there and cough on the nails. Like what are we going to fucking get? Which
and you know what, dude? I don't think anybody has any idea, and I don't think we can really predict anything that's gonna happen with this
No,
shit.
there's no way of predicting it, and that's why you just kind of have to sit around and pontificate. You just have to hope for the best from
Yeah,
people. As hard
yeah.
as that is to do.
I think that's the most
Mm.
important thing. Is it's just like, you know, it sucks right now. It's frustrating. I fucking hate it. I'm over it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm ready to get out of the state tomorrow, just because I'm going crazy at sometimes. You know what I mean? But all that fucking shit aside, uh, I don't know, man. It's weird. The whole
So,
fucking thing is weird.
well, if somebody was having this happen to them and they just go, I knew this was going to happen, I'd be like, did you though?
Yeah.
Did you though? I really don't think it. Well, that's it. There's people that go, well, inevitably something bad like this was going to happen, and it's yeah, but did you live your life expecting that, or is that just a way that you're going to approach it? Which is fine. I think it's fine for somebody to look and go, hey, you know what? Bad things happen. They happen unexpectedly, and we have to look at them in a way and go, how am I going to handle this maturely? To me, that's
Mm,
good. But the people that sit there and go, see, this proves me right. I've said everything's a shithole nightmare my whole life, and here it is.
yeah.
It's like the sportscasters that sit around and go, this person's gonna fucking suck. This person's
Yeah.
career is gonna decline. And it's like, well, if you say that every year for 10 years, you're gonna
Right.
eventually get
Eventually, you're
the
gonna be right. Yeah.
right. Like you're gonna get that aha moment if you just sit
Yeah.
around and doom and gloom, because eventually
And I can't stand those people. I don't, and I refuse to stand them. The ones that it doesn't matter again what side you're on or what agenda you're fucking pushing. Just the people that are just out to be right and like the aha moment, like told you so. I'm over
yeah.
it. I'm sick of it.
Well, that's it, is at
You know.
some point you have to go, all right, you won. What's your prize?
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Okay, what's your prize?
Yeah.
Like right now, there should be a situation where we are trying to look at each other and go, hey, we're all in kind of a bad fucking spot. And then don't get into the whole thing of all you can do is drive yourself crazier by going like, yeah, but this person's in a better place. Just don't do that.
Doesn't
Just don't do
matter.
that
It's out of
because
your power right now. There's nothing you could do to change it right now.
right,
All this
because
shit's out of our control.
yeah, that's like I was talking about earlier on. It's like, so do you think the person that's going to the yard house still isn't sad because you're going to fucking, because you're going to fucking Applebee's? Like it still sucks for them. They're still in a bad place. Yeah, but they've got we've already talked about this. What's money going to buy you right now? What's it going to buy you? If you get sick, maybe you'll.
Food and booze.
That's
And
it. Food,
if
food
you
and
want to
booze.
throw some money into the stock market right now, go ahead. But I suggest you wait a little bit longer.
Right. And the sad thing is, no matter how rich you are, you still want to eat that $4 fucking Popeye's chicken sandwich.
Yeah, because Wendy's is out of burgers, baby.
Because Wendy's is out of that's you know what? I hope that's like the last. When they have like those videos from the audio from a black box as a plane fucking crashes into the ocean, and they find the black box and they hear like the last transmissions from the plane as it's fucking plummeting into the Atlantic or fucking wherever ocean. I'm hoping that when they find the black box of humanity for like when this fucking virus inevitably takes us all out, and there's just a faint voice on it that just goes, Wendy's is all out of burgers.
Hopefully that'll be my voice.
Just the aliens find it and they're just like, who was this Wendy? We theorize, yeah, they're watching it on like History Channel from Planet fucking Zip Toop Deep Doop. They're like, Wendy was believed to be a great leader within the human community. They're not even calling us human. They just find they find like a Michael Jordan shoe and they just take the fucking outline of it and they're like, we believe this was their god.
It's just a dunk man.
Yeah.
On a cross.
Dunkman and Wendy were the rulers of this once mildly fucking stupid race that inhabited this planet that had water on it, and they decided to instead make Diet Pepsi with it.
And tequila.
This planet was filled with plants, and instead they chose to eat Dunkaroos. And
Well,
that's all there is to it, huh?
it really is, buddy. Well, on that note, we are coming up on the 2-hour mark.
Yeah,
So,
I have to get a towel and wipe up more of the water.
I love that you're still moist.
Oh no, I changed my pants.
Ah, You didn't do it live?
Well,
come on, man. I'm trying to build a fucking audience here.
If I was a girl, I would have done that. Which that's like Twitch's thing now. Where Twitch is like, hey, did you know that if you're a man and you swear, you're gonna get kicked off the platform? And it's like there's a girl and she's just mushing her tits together as aggressively as possible. And they're like, give her money, more money. Please give her money.
If you're a guy that pretends to be a deer, Twitch will hire you.
Oh, see, I didn't look, dude.
That's another podcast, buddy.
I stopped looking. I stopped looking into some of that shit because I just go, oh no, what is this gonna do?
That's another night, buddy. That's more
just
tequila.
Let everybody. You know what? Everybody make the money.
We'll put that conversation. Yeah, exactly. We'll put that conversation behind a page.
We're gonna. You know what? That conversation is cut. It's cut.
So usually what I do at the end of this shit.
We're down to closers?
Yeah. Last
down
call.
Down to closers. Oh.
So anything you got on your chest, anything you want to say, anything you want to put over for yourself, lay it on the line right now. The floor is yours, buddy.
All right. So go to WrestlingSoup.com.
Yeah.
You can follow me on Twitter if you're a wrestling person. You probably wouldn't mildly enjoy that. It's at Joe, Numbas. You can follow Wrestling Soup on Twitter as well, at Wrestling Soup. So you can subscribe to the show. We do a show basically every day during this quarantine. So if you're interested in any of this shit that I'm talking about, then you're going to get a little hodgepodge of that. Jesus Christ. Other than that, if you're making any money right now, if you're in any way, shape, or form, whether it be through unemployment or another job, and you care about people in the service industry, get out there and do what you can. Because ultimately, when it's all said and done, we talked about all these businesses that are going to go under. We're talking about all your fucking box stores and your nonsense. One of the only things that you're not going to be able to replace is having a place to go to hang out with your friends and talk to the people that are in your neighborhood and in your community and try to form and build a connection with them. Because if you've learned anything in the last couple of months, it's only so fun to watch YouTube clips and play video games for so long. We need each other. We need to help each other. And for the love of fucking God, I need to eat wings.
Joe, as soon as we can, man. As soon as we can. You and me are going up to Sidelines on a Tuesday.
Oh, dude.
First Tuesday that's possible.
we're going to both wear headphones and just sit in silence and listen to fucking Johnny Cash's Hurt.
We'll just play it on repeat on the fucking sound tube.
I'm going to just say, I'm just going to look at the waitress and I'm just going to go, don't worry, you will be rewarded handsomely, but I'm going to the bathroom at least 12 times. I am going to need, and she's going to be like, would you like a beer? I'm going to be like, no, this is room for chicken. This whole stomach
chicken
is
and
reserved.
blue cheese, baby. Chicken.
She's like, would you like it? No alcohol. No alcohol.
But I will like some more blue cheese.
I would like some more blue cheese.
You gotta ask for the blue cheese and the wet naps there.
The wet naps are essential.
You gotta ask them.
You know what? And you know what? The people that don't use their wet naps on their hands after the wings, those are the same fucking people that are going to give you the Rona. So ask for the wet naps.
Man.
And be nice to each other, for God's sake.
Be nice to each other. I love that, man. Absolutely. Because at the end of the day, we all are in this bullshit together. We are all still human, no matter what fucking side of the field you're on. And I really appreciate you coming on for my first episode of this shit, dude.
No problem.
Anybody watching, listening, please check out 86bartender.com, Instagram, YouTube, Twitch, all the major podcast platforms, Spotify, fucking Stitcher, everything. And, dude, hopefully we can do this again, maybe in another month or so. Update with our Corona lives.
Yeah, I'll hit up Joe Rogan. I'll see if I don't have any bookings. I'll see if he's got me penciled in. If not, I'll get back to you.
I appreciate that, Joey. Thank you, buddy. Cheers.
Empty water cup that's on my dick.
Oh.